Just gonna get this ball rolling. Jennifer's busy, and we'll just do it as maybe a meeting with the treasurer, and not do it as a official meeting.
Didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
good
so
to me.
let's just, because let's just do that. So anyway, thank you, Jennifer, for meeting with us. This is November 6th, and we are meeting to talk about the audit report. So I'll turn things over to you.
Well, actually, Christine, just in case Becky does join, do you want to read the accessibility statement?
All right, you know what? Yes, I'll read the accessibility, and this meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon request. If you'd like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. The Notice of Non-Discrimination Rights and Protections to Beneficiaries with regard to the Title VI Non-Discrimination Protections and the State Non-Discrimination Protections is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Old Colony Planning Council website. Please contact Mary Waldron, 508-583-1833 for more information. Thank you. So I think just, why don't we just say, identify who's on the call and what our roles are. So I'll start the ball rolling. I'm Christine Joy. I'm the Old Colony Planning Council Treasurer.
I'm sorry, Brenda Robinson. I'm the fiscal officer. I'm sorry, I was looking at a text message from Mary.
No worries.
I'm Charles Kilmer, Deputy Director and Transportation Program Manager.
Megan Fournier, the Communications and Operations Manager.
I'm Jennifer Cook from CLA, Signing Director for their audit engagement.
Sandy.
Sandra Wright, member of the Old Colony Planning.
Yeah, and Sandy is on the executive committee as well. So thank you, Jennifer. Did you want any more of a lead in, or did you just want to go into the presentation?
I can go right into, unless you had anything, and then Megan, I know you have PDF of mine,
Yeah,
or do you want me to
so
put my
it's
screen? It's up to you.
whatever you prefer. So I mean, I'm full. I had it in case you wanted it, but if it's easier for you to do it, you can.
Yeah, I'll just share
Okay.
that. I don't have to ask you to move
I'll
this.
stop share. Do I need to make you a co-host to be able to?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
All right, can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Perfect. So quickly, as I do each time, I'll go into very quickly on the audit scope process, our audit opinions, as well as our required communications. I'll hit very briefly on some financial statement highlights, what it looks like for engagement finalization, and then I like to quickly hit on some upcoming GASB standards that may impact the council. What were we engaged to do? Report on the council's financial statements. We provide internal controller management letters. We have our required governance communication, which I will go through specifically, and then our report on internal control and compliance over the major federal spending as well. And then we do a tax return for the management entity. So regarding to opinions, so similar to last year, the financial statements on the Planning Council itself will have a qualified opinion related to the pension liability not being recorded. I know this continues to be a topic, and working through some laws, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to change this and remove that qualification. But it has been a standing qualification. We do issue an unmodified opinion on the fiduciary activities, which is your OPEB trust. One of the key things is the federal awards audit. So that has not been completed. As of right now, the federal OMB compliance supplement has not been finalized by the federal government. And so at this point, we cannot issue until that is released to make sure we have performed all the required procedures. So that is on hold. We do not have any insight on when that will be released. So more to come on this. I have communicated to management related to that. So once it is ready, if we need to have a follow-up conversation about the results of that, we can certainly do that, but wanted to make you aware of that. We did do our major program determination. We will have 2 major programs that will be auditing as a part of this. We did not have, from an internal control standpoint over financial reporting, we did not have any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies identified that would be required to be reported here. As it relates to the required governance communications, 2 new GASB standards this year. GASB 101, which is around compensated absences. This one was probably the biggest impact related to you, and that required us to relook at the assumptions around what we're recording as a liability around sick and vacation leave. So that did result in adjustment to estimate the more likely than not of sick time that would be paid out or used by the council. So we did have an adjustment that ran through this current year for that. We have one past adjustment, and that's really, the standard requires us to go back and restate prior years if material. It was not material, but it reached a threshold where we have to communicate that it could have been restated to the beginning balance of last year for the impact of this standard. We did not have any difficulties or disagreements with management. The significant estimates that we audited were surrounding the OPEB liability and assumptions around that. And as I mentioned, the report modification really goes around that lack of recognition of the net pension liability. As it relates to issuance, this has actually since been updated. Our quality review process is completed now. So we will be ready to issue once management's ready to issue, complete your review, and we can get these financial statements issued. As it relates to financial highlights, quickly, I will hit on the statement of net position. Really, the biggest changes you'll see are current assets and current liabilities. This is directly driven with the collection of some of the Commonwealth funding, that there was a much quicker reimbursement of some older amounts in this year, and then more timely payment of the subrecipients related to those grants. So really a timing difference between collection and payment of those payables. Non-current liabilities went down, and that's really as the OPEB trust continues to grow, that liability has been going down, and that's the biggest change there as well. From a statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position, operating revenues, the biggest increase here, I would say, directly relates to that ADA water study grant, which you've received some of the matching grants related to that. And so that was the big driver there. Subrecipient expenses really offsets with other direct costs. So while costs were in a subrecipient category on some of the other grants, other indirect costs really are the consultant costs related to that grant. And so you'll see kind of the swing between those two. Lastly is indirect costs. That's going to include all your salaries. And then, as I said, the impact of that GASB 101 is in that number too. And so really it's the biggest increase in there is around salary and benefits and the GASB 101 implementation. Those were the big changes. Any questions from financial highlights? Right, perfect. Again, just a visual to show your OPEB trust assets as we continue to grow. There's about another $55,000 of contributions in 25 to the trust, and about almost $145,000 of investment growth related to that. So continues to see a good trend in your OPEB trust assets. Lastly, I'll hit on GASB standards. So for next year's audit, GASB 103 really changes the financial reporting model. And so what we'll see is some changes in your management discussion and analysis, more key areas and information that needs to be included there, as well as potentially some presentation as it relates to how certain revenues are presented in your statements. So we'll be working with management. I don't envision significant changes, but we'll communicate anything, from a comparability standpoint for what changed in our communication next year with you. GASB 104, really just around disclosure of certain capital assets, creating consistency among governments and making sure it's how these are presented in your financial statements are consistent. So no significant changes expected here. And lastly is an implementation guide. This, again, just provides more clarity on some of the past standards and don't envision any impact related to the council for this. So on that note, open up for any questions. Comments.
So Jennifer, question for you. So overall, where things are running smoothly and your interpretation is that we're doing what we should be doing. Everything is looking, looking
No,
good.
and I would say management's very responsive and continues to evolve and in improving their financial reporting and the changes in how they're doing things, and the reconciliation routine has been good. So really appreciate working with your management team.
Great. Well, thank you for that. Sandy, did you have any questions?
I do have one question. I was just wondering what the Mass General Law requires as far as anybody in the department being bonded. Is that a requirement?
That I do not know. I can get the answer for you, but I don't. Brenda, do you know?
I don't, this
Okay.
this is something that has come up before, so it's,
Okay.
I think it's one of those things we need to dig into.
Yeah, I can certainly help with that, but
I know somebody just recently that works at the courthouse, it was brought up that he hadn't been bonded and there was a big problem there. So I just thought that maybe this should be, brought into the equation here.
all right. Certainly, I guess from a management perspective, if you wanted to have internal discussions and bring me into anything you need me to do from a research standpoint, I'm happy to assist you with that.
Well, we've got another firm, well, I've got a law firm on retainer that might be a better place to check with any type of requirement like that. So yeah, Sandy will definitely reach out to our attorneys and see if there is a requirement that the people that are handling cash, I mean, particularly maybe Brenda and Sean, that they're bonded. But yeah, so we'll find out that answer for you, Sandy.
I know Bob and Ty are the ones usually that bond municipalities and other places. So if you want to look into Bob and Ty down, I think their office is in Pocasset actually, but I know
Okay.
a lot of people go through them.
Great. Excellent. All right, Sandy, did you have any other questions for Jennifer?
No, that's it. No, that's it. It
Okay.
looks like we're in really good shape and, proud of everybody that's been working there, doing such a great job.
Brenda, Megan, Charlie, do you guys have any questions for Jennifer?
Only that I'm glad it's almost over.
But nothing personal? But well, you guys have done a great job. We do. I concur with what Sandy said. We have a great team that is running the show at OCPC, and they work very hard, and we're very proud of the work they do. So thank you. It's great to hear such a good report. Well, I think that's all we've got. So when do you think we'll actually have the final document?
So Brenda, as soon as you're done with your review, I can send the representation letter and we can issue. I want to make sure we file with OSD. I know we don't have to do a full UFR, but we have to file with them by the 15th. But I mean, we can issue as early as tomorrow, depending if you're ready. If you still need time to review, not putting you on the spot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell-
I sent you back all of the reports that you sent me. I've done all the entries and sent you back the trial balance sheets for all three companies. So it looks excellent to me, actually.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
So
then-
pretty soon then. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Very good. Well, Jennifer,
Sure.
thank you so much for making time to meet with us and talk about this important process. And once again, appreciate the great news. It's always good to hear. So thank you so much.
Thank you all. Have a great
Thank
rest of your
you.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you,
Thank you.
Jennifer.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.